Welcome, everyone, to It's Time to Excel, where we inspire and we ignite the possibilities. And there's sneeze. We inspire and we ignite the possibilities that are all around us. We're so glad that you decided to join us today as we continue our little discussion on how money management has gone to the dogs. So we are on dog number 4. Yes, we are. It's hard to believe that we've been doing this now for 4 weeks, just having a little bit of fun with it and kind of having some entertainment, of course, kind of stemming from my little book here, How to Have a New Year by Friday with Kevin Lehman, and just taking a look at the next pup. So this pup is known as the Yorkie in his book. So when you think of a Yorkie, what do you think of? Little yippy little guy that was crazy and hyper and da 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 da. That's a Yorkie. So in my world, you can guess who that is. We've talked about the other gang, but of course, we're going to talk about my version of the Yorkie. As we are coming through this. So what I'm going to do, because of course we got to share a couple of pictures, of course, as we are going and seeing what we can do here. So anybody have any good ideas as to who my little Yorkie is, of course? I'm betting you can. I'm betting you know exactly who my Yorkie is. And this was from a presentation that I had done. I'm going to flip through a couple of pages here. I thought I had it set, but stranger things have absolutely happened. So, there was the 4 dogs that we had been talking about before. We talked about Gizzy being up here. That was the weeks run together. Last week, kind of looking like that little sergeant in arms, and kind of looking. Then, of course, we have Bandit on his little motorcycle journey that he got. It's one of his last rides that he got to do. But he's my loyal buddy. I mean, he was right at our side. He was always right there, and he's my peacemaker. No matter who came into the house, he was going to be the peacemaker. And of course, then we have Bear over here, the big black one. Definitely commands some attention. He's a Great Dane German Shepherd, 2 very, very unique breeds, especially when you blend them. He commands attention. No ifs, ands, or buts. And of course, then we have our Yorkie. Yeah, that's Winston. Winston is a yellow lab. So for those of you that have ever dealt with a yellow lab, you know how entertainment they can be and how hyper they can be. And yeah, you get it. So, and I suspect that as you're looking through that, this was, as I said, from a little bit of a presentation. One of his favorite things is squirrels. And squirrels are Yorkie / Winston's best friend because they never met a person they don't love. This is the life of the party. He's going to be right in the middle of everything. Literally. If you're petting somebody else, he's going to be right in the middle of that too. If that doesn't work, he'll climb on their back, climb on your back, climb on your head, whatever he needs to do to get the attention. He loves his attention. So squirrels are his best friend. And that's fabulous, except for the fact, when you're thinking about it, you can see what a character this kid is. One never knows what position he's going to be in. He is so adorable when he's sleeping. Fortunately, those days aren't very often, or I should say those hours are not very often. But when he's sleeping, he's an adorable little bugger. But he's constantly on top of somebody. He's got to be in the middle of it. He absolutely has got to be in the middle of things. And even, my attempt to, when we first got him, that's him at like 6 weeks old. And that little turkey, I needed to get a shower. Every time I turned around, he was into something. So my infinite crazy wisdom, we have this nice, beautiful garden toe. I'm like, I'll just stick him in there. He's little. He won't get out. That was 30 seconds after I put him in. That didn't work either. Told you what kind of character I've got. As I said, squirrels are his best friend. And of course, at camp, Bandit's off sleeping, kind of taking a snooze. He's like, hey, what can I get into? I got to be in the center of attention. What are we doing? Now, granted, he's not supposed to be up on the table, but it was such a doggone cute picture. We just had to go with it. And then taking a look at him popping up over the couch, because as I said, one never knows where this little character is going to come out of or where he's going to be. And he's, of course, best friends with Bear. So he is the life of my party here. So as we're talking about this and you're thinking about this type of personality as we're dealing with things, and you have a little Winston in you, you have a little Yorkie in you. They're cute as Dickens. I think you could agree with that one. And they don't know a stranger. They have no idea who a stranger is because there is none. They will rush up and engage with anybody that is around. Absolutely. Doesn't matter. They could probably do ice to this, sell ice to an Eskimo too, because this is just the type of personality that they have. Everything's an adventure. Everything is fun. Everything is the life of the party. And they're pretty popular. Everybody loves Winston. Everybody loves them. They are the life of the party. They're ready for that next event. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Maybe it does. So when you're thinking about that, yes, they are very, very adorable. But if you apply that to money management, thinking about that a little bit, the flip side to that is they're practically allergic to budgeting and managing money. Because that's just one, not in their wheelhouse. Two, that's not the life of the party. Let's face facts. That is just not where we want to go. Hey, Aaron, great to have you here. Just not the life of the party. So when it comes to money management, Aaron, if you're talking about, do you have any little Yorkie or Winston in you as we've been kind of talking about this personalities and kind of how it applies to money management? So let's kind of talk a little bit about some of the characteristics of Winston as we're talking. So very common. That type of personality, or Yorkies in the books world, are very popular, very, very social. They want to be appreciated, adored. They're humorous. They're characters. You never know what they're going to come up with. Pretty good at telling some stories too. Very animated. Act very spontaneous. And always, always the optimist as they're looking at stuff. The flip side to that is you're thinking about this type of a personality is they also are a bit disorganized. Because that whole concept of planning goes out the window. As I said, practically allergic to budgeting. They're okay with somebody else taking care of the work. You guys go take care of that because I want to go have fun. I don't want to do that mundane tasks. And often money management is a mundane task. And they can get bored really quickly. The first time that they can't find the $100 or the $300 or the $700, oh, never mind, it's not worth it. Now, the poodles will chase down a penny. They'll just, deal with it later. So that's the types of things as we're doing it. So they don't do well with money management at all. Time management's a challenge too, very often. And one of the things is they don't care about details. Absolutely do not care about details. Details are not their wheelhouse. And you know what? If I see something and I like that squirrel today because that's the new best thing and I'm going to get it today. Sound familiar? Can you see why squirrels are their best friends? They hand the squirrels the profit. They encourage the squirrels to come in and take the profits. And next thing you know, the squirrels are running down with your profits. If you have this type of personality, this is very, very common as you're thinking about it. So think about that when you're dealing with your money management. And if that's the case, I encourage you to surround yourself or find the poodle or even the Great Danes. Get one of their personalities to help kind of balance this out a little bit. Because as much fun as they are, as much entertainment as they are, and you can see even in the pictures, this is some with Bear. I'd shared a couple of these ones before, but you can see even Mr. Winston's even in there. He's the one that's carrying on. He's the one playing or laying on his brother, one of the two, because that's just what we do. And that's just so common as you're thinking about it. And you can see where these are going. And even Bear has to sometimes say, would you please knock it off? Get back over here. Would you get off me? Kind of a deal. So thinking about that gives you a really good idea. If you got a lot of Yorkie in you, you got a lot of Winston in you. Numbers are not. Hey, speak of the devil, there he is. It's coming to hear his name. He is standing behind us seeing what trouble he can cause because he'll find some or it'll find him, one of the two, as you're going. When it comes to money management, it is a challenge. If this is your personality strength, numbers they're just not important enough for you in the respect that to do all that tedious work. So you are the type, if you have that type of a personality, you need to align yourself with someone who has a little bit more attention to detail, has a little bit more to kind of help rein some of that in. And that's what I want to encourage you. If this is the type of personality, they're great to be around. They're a lot of fun. And we need all of these personalities as we're talking. And we're going to kind of touch upon them next week and kind of wrap all of this up together next week. Because we're focusing in on the crazy Yorkie, the crazy Winston. And if this is the type of personality that you are characteristically, you love squirrels. That's great. That's fine. But squirrels are really hard to manage if you keep handing your profits. And the problem is the only way you can get the leash around the squirrel is to take care of those mundane tasks, is to really put into place what you need to do. And that is a system. We've talked about this. That system has to be put in place. And further than that, you got to do it. Now, even if you are this personality, you don't get off the hook regardless. If you are a business owner with this personality, great, that's fine. You still are the business owner. So even if you are that personality, you still have to know what your numbers are telling you. You can get somebody to help you get to those numbers and make sure they get on paper and get tracked. That's what we can do. And of course, we're doing the bookkeeping services as well. That option is here for you. We can help you to get there. But you don't get off the hook as the business owner, no matter what personality you have. You need to make sure you know what those numbers are doing. So you have to carve out a little bit of time, and you have to make it a priority to know what those numbers are telling you. So take a look at those numbers, get a report and actually look at it, and then figure out what they're telling you. And if you're not sure about that, align yourself with someone that can help guide a little bit of that, because you as the business owner still have to make those decisions. You don't get to defer that to anybody else. This is your business. This is your baby. This is you. It's up to you to make sure that it's successful. And that's what I want to encourage you. So being aware of what personality type that you are makes a big difference, because now you know, here's your strengths. Let's face facts. We all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. The Lord has given each and every one of us a different gift. So once we understand what those gifts are, there's pros and cons to every single one of those gifts in essence. But let's utilize our strengths. Let's align ourselves with folks with other strengths so that together, the big picture, we start all moving towards the journey that the Lord has envisioned for us. You have this business. He got you started. Now let's make sure you take it across the finish line. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Erin, it was so great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to connecting very, very soon in the very near future. And I'd be curious, as you guys are talking, does anybody resemble a Winston when it comes to their personality? If so, jot it in the chat there. I'd love to just have a little bit of conversation, just kind of go. And of course, everyone is always welcome to book a chat with Janet if you want to have a further conversation, especially if you are that Yorkie personality and that Winston personality. Take advantage of the services and the strengths of others. And if there's something we can help you with, please, by all means, jump on a call. It's at chatwithjanet.com. Go ahead and jump on there, and we'll make sure we can get you that system in place. We'll help you to make sure things are tracked. And I'm not going to let you off the hook. You still got to know what those numbers are. So thank you so much, everyone, for those that have chosen to join us. We were glad to have you here. And hopefully you've had a little bit of fun as we kind of have some fun with money management as the way that it's gone to the dogs. Because after all, money management has, in fact, gone to the dogs. Which one do you relate to? And we'll see you here next week as we kind of put all the puzzle pieces together and just have a little bit of entertainment and thoughts as to how each and every personality helps you to be successful. After all, it's your time to excel. Take care, everyone, and we look forward to inspiring and igniting even more possibilities each and every week, Wednesdays at 11:30. Take care.